Yesterday's Road to Glory episode had our heartstrings being tugged at, something chronic. Our bums were on the edge of our seats, our stomachs were flipped upside down, and we somehow managed to squeeze 3 points out of our local rivals Nottingham Forest, meaning we are up to 14th in the table, and our next game, the first one of today's episode, is bottom of the table, 8 points so far, 13 of 17 defeats, Aston Villa. At Villa Park, so it's not going to be easy. I'm sure their team is going to be decent. So we can't take anything for granted this year. Our squad is, quite frankly, not good enough to stay in the Premier League. But we're going to scrap tooth and nail to try and stay in the Premier League. And hopefully, by the end of the season, we will do exactly that. Villa, then Burnley, which is just as big a game at home. Liverpool, and then Brentford after that, who gave me a hiding in the last episode. We will look to recover from that, and we'll look to build on what we got against Forest yesterday. Here we go. Villa Park first. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and you won't miss out on any more of this crazy season we've had so far. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Aston Villa do genuinely have a decent team. Cedric Williams in goal, though, is only 74. Moore, Rualt, Arroyo, and Tavares. Serrano, Jedson Fernandez, and Alexis Trujillo. Fatwa Isahaku is actually a left winger. They're playing a full 3-2-2 effectively. They got 85 rated Farias and 83 rated Araujo up top. How this team has lost 13 of 17, I couldn't tell you, because they've got a really solid squad. But it does happen sometimes, as Leicester have proven this year in real life. Sometimes you can have the quality of player, but if the performances just aren't there, then the performances just aren't there. And as a result, neither are the points. Edwards is on the run, and Roy will look for him. And Edwards has taken that down superbly. Tom Edwards in behind. Scores. We lead at Villa Park. It's all about the take from Tom Edwards, that. It's a lovely ball over the top to him from Alexis Roy, but Tom Edwards still has everything to do there. And boy, does he do it. We're 1-0 up here at Villa Park. And again, what could be a massive 3 points for us. I don't know what the defender's doing. He's just not keeping tabs on the ball whatsoever. Completely lost it. Maybe the sun in his eyes? I've no idea. Whatever happened, I'm glad it did. We lead. That's an excellent ball down the line to Fatawu. And they're in here. They were, anyway. Oh, challenge. Nico Serrano's got to do better. There's no excuse for that. That's got to be in the back of the net with more power than that. Serrano. That's the sort of power you needed on it, Nico. Jedson Fernandez's effort. Saved, though, by Richardson. They've got too many options all the time whenever they come forward here, Aston Villa. It's just surely a matter of time until they score. Richardson again questioning his defensive line for letting Jedson Fernandez just run straight through it. Farias will take the corner short, and Jedson will try and turn creator this time. It's a big save. Samaras is in there. And through that goal, I got distracted by Baka running past me. Lunge. I missed him. Can confirm. Missed the ball. Got the man. Martial down the wing. Support here from Jedson Fernandez, who's been integral to everything they've done going forward today. This is going to be one. Oh my God, it's no wonder they are the lowest scorers in the league, is it? With the quality of their finishing today, Aston Villa, it's genuinely blown me away with how bad they've been in front of goal. Creativity-wise, they've been great. They've had so many chances, but when they get them, they fluff them. Ooh, that was nasty. And naughty. He's tackled Roy so hard he's not even on the pitch anymore. He might be in trouble here. Anthony Rualt, just a yellow card. More. Lucky boys. There's been a lot of yellow cards in this game. This is getting feisty. Everybody knows what's on the line. That's why. Roy's delivery actually picks up Fleming beautifully. And here's Edwards. And there's a second goal. Drilled to the near post. Tom Edwards at the double. AFC Chesnoid at the double. That could be us sealing, even at this stage, a little bit of extra relief. Can we start to not look over our shoulder and start to think about maybe a mid-table finish. With back-to-back wins against Forest and Villa, if we can back it up again with a win against Burnley, then absolutely so. Nuno given away. One back again. Farias, Martial. And he can't take his chance either. Even the substitutes can't score for Aston Villa. Their 5th corner of the game. We've not had a single one so far. Go out. Quick 1-2 between a couple of players. Nuno Tavares, Jedson Fernandes, Farias. Now they're just getting straight up unlucky. That was excellent from Facundo Farias. And he's really unfortunate not to have pulled Villa back into it at 2-1. Fleming. Salinas. Edwards on a hat-trick. Edwards on a hat-trick. Edwards has a hat-trick. That's the dub. 3 goals, 3 points. And hopefully a second season in the Premier League. Oh, it's a lovely ball around the corner. Araujo. I know I say it a lot, but if anything sums up that performance from Aston Villa today, that's an 83 rated striker. Unai Emery must be pulling his hair out with the standard of their finishing in this game today. We've seen better finishing from 63 and 65 rated players than we have from their 83 and 85 rated players today. Jedson Fernandes finally gets the ball in the back of the net. And then it's offside. Bogard down the line here for Villa as... Well, goal difference could be important for them. Goal difference could be important for them even against us. He couldn't miss that one. And Araujo has one back. It's 3-1. But we're going to get the win. And we'll just get rid of it. And that'll be game. We'll win against Aston Villa by 3-1 away from home. The 3rd closest local derby for us this season in the Premier League. And Edwards thoroughly deserving of that match ball. And ourselves, I don't even know whether I'd say we're thoroughly deserving of the win. Because Aston Villa created so many chances. But if we didn't necessarily deserve the win with... We only had 3 shots and they all went in. But they deserved to lose, is more the point. We didn't necessarily deserve to win, but with their just inability to do anything properly, they deserved to lose. And lose they did. 3 points for us. Forest lose again. Brentford lose again. Big turnaround in points for us with a number of sides around us. We are 5 points clear of the relegation zone now and 19 points to the good. Still a long way to go. We're not even at halfway yet, but if we can avoid defeat against Burnley would be probably the most important thing. But if we somehow can beat Burnley, who remarkably are up in 10th so far this season, so it's actually not going to be as easy as I had perhaps hoped. If we can beat Burnley and get another victory, 3 straight wins would do wonders for our survival hopes. It is to Patreon Park we head next. To Patreon Park, we and Burnley have headed. Muric in goal for them. Maury, McAnally, Ekdal and Brandon Williams at the back. Brownhill and Josh Cullen sat holding. With Reece Nelson, Martigani and Cole Palmer on the left. With Kasper Dolberg up top. Cole Palmer 80 rated, Dolberg 81. Muric is 80. Actually got not that bad a team, so you can understand why Burnley are mid-table at the minute. We're aiming for mid-table. Question at the minute is, can we make it 3 wins in a row across the past episode and a bit? That's nicely around the corner quickly to Brandon Williams, who with a heavy touch gets himself away as well. Back to Cole Palmer. One youngster from Manchester United, one youngster from Manchester City. They combined to help Kasper Dolberg almost score Burnley the opening goal of the game inside 10 minutes. Cole Palmer himself will take the corner for Burnley. It's not a bad delivery, but thankfully Craig Murphy's underneath it. Nelson nods it down and the danger is still here. Palmer needs to find a teammate. Reece Nelson could go for a whipper. Instead doesn't. Still could go for an effort. Oh, it's going to open up for Kasper Dolberg. And Richardson makes a good save. And we somehow, I'm sure that went out, have denied them the resulting corner. Burnley on top so far. This is my 250th game in charge of AFC Chesnoid. So we would love to mark that with a victory if we can. Or at least not lose it in what could be a vital game for our Premier League survival. But at the minute, it is all Burnley. And Martigani is in. And a bit greedy there. Dolberg could have offered himself as an option to be laid in for what might have been a simple finish. Quickly to Edwards. We'll use the left back. And then inside to Fleming. And again quickly looking for Nacho, who's away. Salinas! Oh, you'd have put your house on it. Nacho in behind with time to pick his spot. But maybe the pressure, the ever so slight nudge in the back has put him off. That's a great ball into the path of Martigiani, who's laid it back here to Kasper Dolberg. Outside of the boot. Beautiful finish from the Dane. We saw a phenomenal finish with the outside the boot from Daniel Marlin against Brentford. Sorry, that is not quite as good, but certainly right up there. Bending it around the defender with the outside the boot. Richardson full stretch, nowhere near it. That's a nice ball by Williams into Cole Palmer's turn. Actually, I'm not sure whether it was a turn or a pass, but it worked really well. That's going to be a corner for them as Mitch Backer's slide tackle was very well executed, but couldn't keep the ball in play. Palmer will deliver the corner. If Burnley score a second, I think that might be game over. We haven't really been able to do much so far in front of goal in this fixture. And Nelson nearly does score that second, but Richardson again makes a great save. Brownhill apparently fouled me there. I'm certainly got the ball. Still 1-0 down. Pressing, trying to get myself back in this game, but at the minute it looks more likely that Burnley will score another goal in this, more so than we will score any. Oh, it's given away, but they get lucky with the rebound. There's really not long left in this one. I find myself chasing shadows the majority of the time at the moment, although, oh, if Bustamante could have found that pass through, Edwards might well have been clean away. Cole Palmer beats his man, can't beat the second man. And there's still maybe enough time here for an equalising goal. Would help us avoid defeat at home in another fixture, if we can. Edwards looking out wide, finding McDonald off the bench here. McDonald has the man in the middle. It's a terrible pass looking for Bustamante. Oh, and as a result, we don't get the opportunity. He scuffed the pass when Bustamante was clean in. Edwards, Fleming, Nacho... Nacho! See! From nothing, we grab the point. Just as in seasons 1 with Glover, 2 and 3 with Kai Connick, in season 4 and absolutely now season 5, we have a marquee man up top. And we owe everything to our main striker. Glover kept me in a job season 1. Kai Connick got us promoted from League 2 and League 1. Salinas was instrumental in our promotion from the Championship. And at the minute is absolutely instrumental in our staying in the Premier League. It's a brilliant finish on his weak side off the post. And we will avoid defeat and take a point here at Patreon Park. Salinas. I mean, Barry Knox is there again. Don't tell me we could win it. Nacho's here. And it's Bustamante. That was headed towards that far bottom corner. It needed saving from Muric with what would be the last action of the game. Can we steal a dub? Mitch is up. It's going to fall to Fleming. He needs to win this header. He hasn't. That'll be game. It's a 1-1 draw. We nearly won it at the end. We'll take the point. The unbeaten run continues. The points tally ticks over and now does read 20 points and halfway towards the magic 40-point mark. I think a couple of other sides there that were victorious might have jumped above us in the league. No, we do stay 14th, 3 points above West Ham and Fulham, 6 points above Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. So we're not by any means safe, but we are safer than we were. At the halfway stage, we have, hopefully, half the points we're going to get, and that 40-point mark should keep us up. Time for Liverpool at home now after drawing 2-2 at Anfield. We'll take anything we can get here at home as well. Their team is even stronger than it was last time we played them. Camavinga is in their midfield with Bruno Guimaraes and Jude Bellingham. Vanderson, Fardiol, Araujo and Nico Williams. Oh my God, we have an effort. Nico Williams in their defence with Diogo Jota, James Maddison and Cody Gakpo in their forward three. Yeah, it's a really good team. And if we lose this, I can't really complain. But after having somehow managed to get a point at Anfield, do we maybe feel a little bit more confident of doing something here at Patreon Park? Maybe. Although on the back of that Burnley performance, maybe not. Well, we have avoided defeat against Liverpool twice. They dominated the game, as you can see from the stats, but they couldn't find a way through. You take a point against Liverpool, and we've done that twice. Now we're going to head into the January transfer window, and with ourselves having a relatively decent season so far, I'm not going to be letting anyone go without a fight, I don't think. A couple of scout reports here. Matty Schultz, maybe he's a CDM that could be retrained to centre-back. We'll wait and see. That's a no. That is a no. We've not had really poor luck in Germany. Brazil has been sensational for us so far. And I certainly will be going to scout South America again. Alessandro Silva. He's a goalkeeper, unfortunately. £1.7 million, 81 to 94. Felipe Rodriguez, though, 82 to 94 potential for him, so he's almost certainly going to be decent. And Diogo Ferreira, 81 to 94 potential, so whilst he might not be in an ideal position at the moment, he's got the potential to be pretty good. Brentford look very familiar to the last time we played them. Gomes, Hickey, Onyeka, St-Just, Falcon and Röslu. Toussaint, Janelt and Thiago, with Asmoon and Doniel Marlon, the monster, up top. Still got good options on the bench. Still stronger than us. Beat us 3-0 at home last time we played them. And now we've come to their place hoping to maybe somehow avoid that happening again. But we are yet to take a point in 3 attempts against Brentford so far. And I have a funny feeling that trend might continue. Although we have started this game very well indeed till that pass. And I jinx it. Go on, Fleming. To be fair, last time we played Brentford, 2 of their 3 goals in their big victory were from defensive errors from Mitch Bakker. It was only the one worldie from Doniel Marlon that actually was a decent goal. So perhaps we're not as far behind Brentford as we think we might be. Roy. Well, I thought I'd skip past him there, but actually Roy had a little bit of a trip. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, it's Doniel Marlon! Roy had a bit of a trip and couldn't get past the man. And again, it's Doniel Marlon that scores against us. He's in space. I thought he was going to square it for a moment. It's a lovely turn by Asmoon, and the ball is perfection. The touch and finish, just as good. Doniel Marlon is one of the top goal scorers in this division this season. The first touch was sensational. You can see the way he's bent that into the bottom corner. He's much higher quality than almost any other striker we've played against ever in this save. Samaras. Oh, it's nicely done. Salinas! Gomes has been a great goalkeeper against us. Onyeka's balls that up. We'll have the opportunity to beat close from the corner. Gomes has made a number of good saves over games against Brentford in this save. Couldn't quite get to that. St-Just does well. We get to this one. No, Thiago's done well, and that's going to fall for Doniel Marlon as well. I can't seem to do anything offensively against Brentford, unfortunately. Knocked slow on the uptake, and Marlon races in to get it. Is he onside there, Janelt? He is. Vitali has options in the middle, including Asmoon. I really thought that had beaten the keeper then for a moment. Richardson keeps it out. Hickey in the box. Thiago. Marlon! Power shot. I thought I was stood in the way of it. I wasn't. Doniel Marlon again for Brentford against AFC Chesnoid. Winds up. Actually, I moved out of the way more so than anything else. Trying to position myself in the way of it. He did dangle a leg, Mitch, but nowhere near it. Okay, well, 12 goals for Doniel Marlon in the Premier League now this season. And our unbeaten streak comes to an end. And again, it's bloody Brentford. Get there. Lewis Potter's in behind. Keane Lewis Potter was a star of our whole City save. He's come off the bench here for Brentford and not really impressed, if we're honest. He's not really had the chance to yet. That was a bit of nice footwork that might be involved in a goal-scoring move. Kai Connick's off the bench here for me. But it'll be Donyell Marlon that scores the goals. A hat-trick for him. And unfortunately, the Dutchman is far too good for us. And quite frankly, far too good for Brentford too. Another lovely finish. The keeper rooted to the spot. Didn't even bother going for it. Excellent goal again from Donyell. 13 this season for their front man. What a finish. Well, we lost 3-0 to Brentford once last season. We've lost 3-0 to Brentford twice this season. Donyell Marlon has scored 13 goals this year, and 5 of them have been against us. More than a third of his goals have come purely against my backline. Congratulations, Brentford. You were the better team. You deserved the 3 points, and you will get them. Never mind. We'll take it on the chin. Our unbeaten run comes to a rather abrupt end, and sadly, we just have to pick ourselves up after that and go again. We should be in the FA Cup next. We are. It's Wolves away, unfortunately, so that's not a very favourable tie for us. Wolves, Burnley, Everton will be the 3 that we play tomorrow, and simulating Spurs at the end of the season. At the end of the month. Although, hopefully, we can get through against Wolves in the Cup, and we might find ourselves continuing on in the FA Cup further than the 3rd round. Wait and see, however. In the Premier League, we've dropped to 15th, but the gap is still 6 points because that was a game in hand for us against Brentford. We just, unfortunately, weren't able to capitalise on it. Not to worry. We're still doing enough, I hope, I think. And fingers crossed tomorrow we can do enough in the league and get ourselves through in the Cup as well, because an FA Cup run would be lovely. Although, obviously, the league takes precedence at this time and is most certainly the most important competition for us. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed and you won't miss the next one tomorrow either. I'll see you then.